All right, so right now we are on Highway 64. This is the main road that takes you from downtown Raleigh all the way to Apex.
So it's a road you need to be very familiar with.
Yes.
So if it's a road that when you go to school or you go to your work, it's a road that you will take almost daily. And from downtown, it's only like downtown Raleigh, it's only like a 15-minute drive.
Yeah.
Obviously, depending on traffic, probably around 6 p.m. It's more than 15 minutes.
Oh, sure, yeah, 25 minutes around then. But yeah, I mean, locals love that, right? If you live in Apex, you feel very connected to downtown Raleigh. It's so quick to get around, and that's one reason that people are moving here in droves. Yeah, and this highway is not only getting you to downtown Raleigh, but it's also taking you all the way from the far east side of Apex to the far west side of Apex. We're gonna be ending the video on the west side. That's where a lot of like the new construction and development is happening. So definitely excited to show you that.
Yeah.
But first, we're actually pulling off into the local Costco. Right now we are on the north side of Apex, and we are sandwiched in between Apex and Cary, North Carolina. So this Costco, it doesn't matter what time of day it is 10:30 a.m. There's snow on the ground, and we still have a loaded parking lot. It's probably gonna take us a while to get out of here.
Probably will. I mean, I think one of the things in Raleigh is that when people, or even North Carolina, when you're about to get a snow, people get crazy. So
Start stocking up at Costco.
Yeah, exactly.
And this isn't just a Costco, right? So just looking straight ahead, we actually have an Academy Sports, Five Guys restaurant, and a bunch of other shopping and dining in the area. And so this is really like a central point, again, that connects both Cary and Apex. And if you live on the north side of Apex, you're probably gonna be doing a lot of your shopping here. And they've got pretty much everything you would normally want, right? Restaurant shopping, they've got your Starbucks, and it's just a super convenient location. So if you're a local in Apex, you're gonna be coming here all the time.
They got everything, man.
Now that we got our coffee, we're all filled up and ready to go. You got your coffee?
I got my coffee, man.
All right, we got our coffee. We are heading just north of the shopping center to Apex Lake. And Apex Lake, you guessed it, it's a lake. It serves Apex. Ironically, it's surrounded by Cary real estate, and it's about as far north as the lines of Apex get. But Apex Lake is a huge, huge hit with locals here. It's got trails, you can go kayaking, you know, walk the dog, throw a frisbee, kind of whatever. So we're gonna go check out that next.
Okay, so here at the park, I just noticed back there they had a soccer field, and now we're seeing playground, tennis, fitness trail. I mean, the thing I do all the time, fitness trail.
Yeah, you're a big fitness trail guy, huh? Yeah, you guys can see some of the baseball fields out there.
That's pretty cool.
The biggest reason that people come here, other than like sports events and whatnot, is it has the Apex Lake. And so there's a lot of like water activities that you can do here, like kayaking, boating, fishing, you name it. Right here is some of the trailheads where you can actually go walking off into the woods with your dog, and enjoy some of the greenways that kind of come with living in Apex. And there are greenways all throughout Apex. We're going to be talking more about that and pointing them out as we go throughout the video.
All right, so we got out of the car just even though the weather is
31 degrees.
31 degrees.
Yep.
But we just wanted to get down and show you firsthand what this park is all about. I mean,
yeah, so like check it out. We've got a brand new looking pickleball and tennis courts over here, basketball courts. I mean, it literally looks like it was put in this year. And yeah, I mean, these are definitely on the newer side. They've got 4 different basketball goals. They've got 3 pickleball courts over there. People are outside playing right now, even though it's freaking cold. And the crazy part is if you look over there, you've got 2 more courts, 2 more courts, 2 more courts, total of 6 more courts down there. And I think you're gonna like what's up on this hill right here. Part of the reason that I moved to Raleigh was so I could get outdoor more. And so places like this are just super special to me. We've got 3 sand volleyball courts, and obviously right now there's snow in it. It looks a little silly. They've got a lot to do here. It is a deceptively large community park here.
it's like baseball fields all around. Is that a thing here in?
I didn't think it was, but I mean, we've got one right here. We've got one right here. We've got like a bunch down there. And there's some really cool stuff further back in the park that we are going to go drive to next. And so we were checking out the baseball fields and we looked across the parking lot and we literally saw something that was so cool we had to show you. So turn around the camera and check this out. so
Look
freaking
at
cool.
that. What is that, Ben?
They've literally transformed these basketball courts that are used during the summer into an actual usable hockey rink. There's
wild.
2 of them. They can actually host games. There's also open play that you can use all winter long. They've got a whole scoreboard up there, sponsored by none other than, of course, our NHL team, the Hurricanes, which if you live in Apex or anywhere in Raleigh, you just have to be a Hurricanes fan. I don't make the rules. That's what I found out when I moved here. But this is so cool.
Yeah, I was not expecting this at all. And I think North Carolina, Raleigh has become like a center of hockey, especially the Hurricanes are a top team. So that's like culture now, like you said.
And I mean, I originally grew up in Minnesota, so like outdoor skating rinks on just ponds and lakes and stuff was very common. But, you know, after living in Texas, and I haven't seen too many places. I haven't seen anything like this in the Triangle where they just took a park and popped up an ice skating rink open to the public. Very, very cool. All right, so we went past all the like playgrounds and the, you know, the pickleball courts and tennis courts and stuff. When you hit the trailhead at the back, this icy path here is actually going to take us through some beautiful nature. You can hear all the birds chirping even during the cold of winter. And it's a very short walk back to Apex Lake. But they also have like actual trailheads that go throughout the forest, especially during fall. Going off on kind of the trails back here is just kind of magical with all the leaves coming down, and we've got a lot of like squirrels and just kind of animals that come about here.
Hello.
Yay!
That's a beautiful view.
It's actually gorgeous. And it's deceptively large too. Like, it looks tiny on the map, and there definitely are larger lakes here in the area, like Falls Lake with north of Raleigh and stuff, but it's a pretty big lake. And so, you know, a lot of people will come out and they'll like bring their kayaks and their canoes and whatnot. I mean, you can't do real boating on it, but
yeah. Probably I'll bring my canoe.
there you go. Just bring your canoe. Do you have a canoe? Didn't think so. Dude, check this out. Come here. Hurry before they get away. Look at the cute little ducks. Oh, they're so cute. Is this not like a gorgeous lake?
It is a beautiful.
And I mean, you can literally bring your kayak and like get in right here. And it stretches down pretty far too. Look at all that wildlife already.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like you said, when we saw it on the map, it looked very,
Very
small and tiny.
Yeah. There's a reason people love to come to this community park. I mean, you've got lake, you've got courts, you've got playgrounds, trails. I mean, this is really like the place to be in Apex if you want to get outside. So that's why we wanted to definitely hit it in this video.
So I'm very impressed with this community park. I was not expecting this when we saw it, like we're gonna hit the community park. I thought it was just like gonna be like a normal park.
Yeah, just like any old park, right?
With a few playgrounds.
No, this is like the place, right?
This is the place.
Uh-huh. All right, just a few minutes down the road, we are now inside of our first neighborhood. This is a premium established neighborhood, very, very popular. Here in Shepherd's Vineyard, you can find single family homes in the 500s and up, but I think a lot of these are closer to 600, 700 price point.
Probably, yeah. I mean, and the age of the homes are from the 1990s, early 2000s, so not that old of homes.
No. Not that old. And I think people like the established feel of this neighborhood. I mean, we're showing you guys what we're seeing as we're driving around. These homes are very well taken care of. Not a lot of cars in the street, a lot of good curb appeal. And you're also noticing that most of these lots are decent sizes. You know, these houses are a little more spread apart than you're gonna see on your new construction. And I think the kicker is that we're literally just across the street pretty much from that Costco, all the shopping, and from the Apex Community Park that we just went and saw, and that was just awesome.
Yeah, and from the highway too.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, from this neighborhood, you could be into downtown Raleigh within, again, about 15 minutes.
Yeah, definitely not a cookie cutter neighborhood.
No.
Each home has their own personality. A lot of two-story homes.
Yeah, these are large homes, actually.
Yeah, large homes.
if you're the type of person who has a large family, you want a place to like kind of plant roots, you got kids who want to go to the local, you know, Apex elementary school, middle school, and, you know, be close to everything, this is really kind of the place to do it. And I mean, some of these houses are 3,000 plus square feet, so you really can plant roots in a neighborhood like this. And there's going to be so many neighborhoods that we're going to point out throughout this video. And really the point of this video is to show you what it's like to live in Apex, so we're not going to get too deep into the woods on all that stuff. But there's a lot of cool places to choose from as far as where you would actually want to buy a home and really make it your own. And this is just one of those like really good examples on kind of the north side of Apex. The crazy thing about going through a neighborhood like this is it's very popular, it's very polished. That's what you would expect from Apex, and it's what you would expect from Cary, for example. One thing that makes Apex a little different from Cary as far as the central part of Apex, right, is we can go from a very polished neighborhood like this and then turn into a connecting neighborhood that is immediately 20 to 30 years older. And it's also just a different type of neighborhood. So we're gonna immediately see, you know, split levels, we're gonna see ranch homes, we're gonna see a lot of like lower priced starter homes. Nothing wrong with them, and a lot of them have actually been updated and renovated. But there's also a lot of outdated homes kind of in this connecting neighborhood. And it just kind of goes to show how transitional things can be over on the established side of Apex. Very, very contrasting against kind of the more polished feel that you'll find in Cary.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and one other thing is that if you're the type of person that, I mean, you like to do things on your own and you probably don't have that much money, I mean, this might be a good opportunity to live in Apex, to live in a great location in Apex. Be in a good location. You can find a home, let's say in the 400,000s.
Yep.
You fix it up. Yeah, reasonable price. You're right next to homes in the 700s. So you buy a home 400. You put, let's say, throughout the year, you fix it up, you turn it whatever you want to be, and then you're living in a great location, in a great house, like many of these people might be doing, or might be renovating and selling and getting that equity. So I mean, honestly, it's a great opportunity for many people.
Not to mention where we just came from, there is an HOA, right? And you know, HOAs are still very common in Apex, but they're so much more common in Cary. So one thing that Apex does offer is, yeah, you can get homes for more affordable if you go the older route. You also can get a neighborhood that doesn't have an HOA. So if you do want to have a carport like this guy does, or if you want to, you know, make your house look a certain way, you don't have to worry about the HOA telling you that you can or can't do something. And obviously there's downsides to that, right? Like when we drive throughout this neighborhood, it does not look uniform, it does not look cookie cutter, and there are some eyesores in here. And so there's plenty of neighborhoods like this one in Apex that are going to appeal to some people, and then they're going to not appeal to others. And you know, I think that's kind of the beauty of real estate. I mean, it's not one size fits all, and that's definitely kind of the case here in Apex.
So just right up the neighborhood that we just saw, we have the Apex High School, like 1 mile away. So if you're in the Vineyard, you can just send your kids home walking, do not stress about it, or have the bus pick them up. Just like a short drive, probably like 1 mile or less. It's pretty convenient.
Hey, before we get to the next destination, we absolutely wanted to mention our free 2026 Raleigh relocation guide. We worked really hard on this to make it as comprehensive as possible, so that if you're even thinking about moving to the Raleigh area, whether that's Apex, Wake Forest, or downtown, then this guide is going to be your Bible for making a smooth move. Take it from someone like me who's moved all the way from Minnesota to Texas, and I've now been living happily here in North Carolina. I would have killed for a guide like this back then. So click that link in the description, get your free download today, no strings attached. So it's kind of funny how fast things change. We just pulled into this brand new construction community just a couple minutes down the road from those homes that were built in the 90s and more of the established part of Apex. This is one of those micro, like brand new developments that has popped up pretty recently. And you're probably noticing a few things. First of all, they're all townhomes. They're all 3 stories tall. And they're all very, you know, cookie cutter looking. I mean, they look nice, right? But
They look nice. The only thing that makes them different is sort of like a very, very interesting. And I was like, hey, what's going on here? It's the colors. There's like so many different colors in all the houses. Very mismatched colors. I mean, that's something you didn't see every day.
Yeah, and I have noticed that there tends to be more colorful houses over here on the Apex side versus like Raleigh and some other parts of the triangle. You know, and I'll take that over kind of that almost dystopian looking, like black and white everything look that we're seeing. So there is, granted, a lot more character on these townhomes. Like, look at the architecture on that one on the left. I mean, that's just, they're doing some crazy stuff here. But there's not a lot of developments like this here over on kind of the central part of Apex. Really, most of the new construction at this point is going to be that west side and south side of Apex. So when you do find new construction in the heart of Apex, this close to downtown, it's going to be pretty much all townhomes.
All right, and the price point here on this townhomes, they go around the 600,000s, and I know that is a high price for a townhome.
Yeah.
But we're talking about location.
Yeah.
We're talking about proximity, and I mean location ex proximity, but the access it has throughout all the city, and I mean you got shopping centers nearby, you got the high school nearby. So I mean, there's a brand new development.
At the end of the day, lack of new construction drives prices up when there is some. So this is really one of the few like new spots where you can find new anything on this side of Apex, and that's kind of why they're getting the price that they are. And there's plenty of people, all those houses are sold. There's plenty of people who are willing to pay those prices. They can walk across the grocery store, walk down to the local school, hit the park, all in a quick commute, and then have a brand new house. Absolutely.
All right, so we're right off the townhomes, and we're seeing several shopping, dining, and we're right across the town hall, and we're gonna go and show you guys one of Apex's most popular parks. Really excited to see it. Haven't been there, heard a lot about it, so let's check it out.
Yeah, it's the only skate park that I'm aware of on the Apex side, and frankly, we don't have a ton of skate parks in general in the triangle, but they have a really nice skate plaza right here. There's actually a lot of people out there skating and whatnot, and this is also home to one of the most kind of popular football fields in when I say football, I mean soccer.
Yeah.
I hope you'd appreciate that, right?
One
of the most popular soccer fields, where we actually shot the intro at the beginning of the video. It has the whole Apex logo on it. There's always games going on out there on weekends and nights. There's of course, other stuff in the area as well. Like there's a massive dog park
that's super massive
in here. And on top of that, of course, I mean, just like everywhere, there's always baseball fields too. So you can't go anywhere without a baseball field around here.
All right, so we just entered the town hall. Town hall, you can find a community center, you can find a senior center.
I know they have a gym here as well, and I know they're usually hosting events and whatnot. I mean, we're right by downtown. We're not quite in it, but this is pretty much as central Apex as it gets. Now, from the town center, there's a strollway that literally leads you to downtown, to all the shopping, dining, and everything. So you could park your car if you're on an EV charger, if you got an electric like I do, and hop on the trails and literally walk to downtown from here. So if you live in those townhomes that we were just looking at, you've literally got everything right at your feet. Park, schools, shopping, local gym, local events, and you can walk to downtown. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's the sense I've been getting from Apex. I mean, it is a small town and it's a small place, but still you can walk around, go to downtown, go to shop, go to your house, go to your townhome, and everything's like walkable. So that's great.
It definitely is. And again, I think you're gonna find that Apex is overall pretty not only family friendly, but it has a very strong sense of community. And so a lot of the people who are moving into Apex, it's because they crave that sense of community. They really do want to feel like they belong, like there's always things to do, and they're gonna actually make friends, and their kids are gonna make friends. And this is definitely the kind of place where that happens. Yeah, so we literally just sat at a train just to cross another set of train tracks. I mean, that literally just shows you how much, train paths there are throughout Apex that you really have to be careful about, because you don't want a train, in your backyard, blowing its horn at 9 and at 9 a.m. and 9 at night, right? And there are a lot of horror stories about that on the Apex side that like you genuinely do need to be aware of. There's so many pockets where you don't have to worry about trains, but if you're just kind of commuting in and around, you know, running errands in Apex, you probably will sit at a train at least once, you know, for sure, in an outing. It just is kind of what comes with the territory.
All right, Ben, so we are driving into Apex downtown.
We just passed a pop-up truck for fresh sourdough.
Oh, wow.
That looks pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, you might turn around, Ben.
I might just turn around, man. I love me some sourdough. But kind of the vibe that you get here in downtown Apex, it's very historic, right? We're gonna have, you know, a lot of older houses, older buildings, but it's cute, right?
Yeah, it's
kind of
super cute. Gives me the Wake Forest kind of vibe too.
Yes.
Very historic.
And heads up, normally in these type of videos, we would get out of the car, we'd walk around, go in the shops. Right now, and you're about to see what we're talking about, downtown Apex is under a complete transformation renovation right now. They're working on the roads, they're doing all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot happening in Apex, and excited to see what it looks like.
Yeah, and we go back to what we were saying about the community parks. The funds they're getting, where the tax money is going, you can see it here in Apex. I mean, that's great because Apex is basically booming.
Yep. And like, look at how cute and quaint downtown Apex is. People love this. It's really just this one strip, but there's a lot to do here. A lot of cute local businesses, you know, different places to grab ice cream, different pubs.
Yeah, that's a burger and beer pub.
Oh, burger and beer. I mean, they've got really everything here. And downtown Apex, it's continuing to grow. And part of that growth means there's going to be construction, there's going to be changes, there's going to be rezoning. So, you know, if you want a massive downtown with infinite things to do, Raleigh and Durham are going to be your best bet, right? And even Cary has more to do in that aspect. But Apex has done a great job of kind of maintaining the cute, quaint, you know, hometown feel, even though it's growing like crazy.
Yeah.
And like, look at how many people are parked here in the middle of a random work day.
Yeah,
it's there's a lot of people here.
Even though it's just one strip, there's a lot of people.
So right now we're kind of circling downtown Apex, and as you would probably guess, there's a lot of older historic homes that surround Apex. You know, you do have like a real mixed bag around here. You'll have some nice newer construction that will pass, and then we'll pass definitely some homes that were from the early 1900s. The town was founded in the late 1800s, so there are still houses that are from that era. And it's funny because you'll have historic houses, and then all of a sudden you'll see a random luxury development like this one.
Yeah, definitely over $1 million.
100%. I mean, with how rare new construction is in Apex.
Look at this.
Homes like these, they go for usually, you know, at least $1 million, but really
the square footage,
$2 million.
Crazy.
And this really is like a micro development. There's only, what, 12 homes in here?
Literally.
And I mean, it's minutes from downtown. I mean, it's just hard to find, which is why the prices are so high. But it just kind of shows how like mixed the real estate can be around Apex. A lot of the houses that you're seeing are 1950s range. There's homes here that are much older than that. But you can just tell that some of these homes have a lot of age on them, a lot of character and culture.
All right, so now we're heading into the south side of Apex, and we're going into a neighborhood called Perry Farms. On this side of Apex, we see larger homes, early 2000s. They're lower priced, more entry level type of homes. So really excited to show it, and really excited to see what South Apex is all about.
Yeah, I mean, every part of Apex is gonna have its own unique kind of feel to it. So obviously we got the gist of downtown being mostly very historic, cute, quaint. That's not gonna work for everybody, right? And so there's gonna be parts that are a lot newer, there's gonna be parts that are a lot more entry level, and parts that are a lot better for families and you know, people who need a lot of space. So we're gonna pull into Perry Farms here. This is an example of, like you said, early 2000s neighborhood. And this really is a great entry-level neighborhood that's still close to downtown, but not feeling like you're in it, right? And I mean, these houses are cute. driving through it. I mean, a lot of these are ranches, or maybe they have, you know, master on the first floor and then a little bit of space upstairs.
Yeah, this is a very overlooked neighborhood here in Apex. I mean, like you said, it's farther away from downtown, farther away from like the Costco and those big community parks.
Yeah, it doesn't have that draw as
Yeah.
close.
But still, I mean, you're in Apex.
Yeah, and honestly, you can get one of these homes in the upper threes, lower fours, so very reasonably priced. They're also in good shape, and I mean, we're literally across the street from yet another public school.
Yeah.
So once again, you're walking distance from school, and you could walk to downtown from here. We only went a few minutes down the road. And Perry Farms is literally right across from Apex Elementary, which is yet again a highly regarded school in Apex and in Wake County. So you could literally pretty much walk to this school. It has a nice park. It's definitely one of the older schools in the area that have been around for a long time.
Also, you know that these elementary schools, they tend to cap as well.
Yes.
So I mean, like Ben was saying a couple of minutes ago, it's always good, and you have to see what the cap is. If you can get your kids in school,
Do your homework, yeah.
your homework, that's important, and you don't want to be living here and then driving your kid 30 minutes away from your school.
Or they get bussed out to Durham schools. We've seen that very commonly, or to Orange County. And if you're moving here and you're planning on the schools that come with Apex, and then you don't get it, that's heartbreaking. Now we're actually rolling into one of the newer developments here on the south side. It ain't brand new construction, but all this was built within the last 5-10 years. We've got Salem Village here, and this is a stark contrast to what we just saw. I mean, these are just giant homes, not entry level, definitely not priced that way either.
And the prices here, I mean, going from the 6, 7s, or even 800,000s, but I mean, you can see it on the home that is worth that amount of money, especially location again, and you don't have too many new builds in this area.
No, and I mean, I'm seeing a lot of like luxury features here, 3-car garages, which are pretty rare. And just looking at the overall design, the lot sizes, the house sizes here, this is the type of community that a lot of people would love to buy into. And there's actually a lot of inventory in here. We don't see these types of homes turn over very often because of how hard it is to find new construction in Apex. Salem Village is definitely the place to be on the south side if you're wanting that newer home. Now remember, we have even more new construction that we're going to be bringing up throughout the video. So if you're most interested in new construction in Apex, then you're going to want to keep watching the video and stick around. We're going to be covering the west side of Apex at the end of this video, and that's where the most new construction and development is happening right now in Apex. And keep in mind, this is the type of neighborhood that has a really nice HOA center. You know, there's going to come with HOA rules, but they're going to have, a pool. They're going to have all sorts of amenities if that's kind of what you're looking for. Versus if you're looking for no HOA and you don't really want to pay for amenities and you want to have freedom, then, maybe not go the historic route, but a lot of the homes that we showed you more on the north side of Apex and what we're about to see on the east side of Apex might be a lot better fit for that situation.
All right, so here at the south side, honestly, I was telling Ben, like, where's the people? There's not a lot going on. I mean, you're farther away from the hectic and all the business things that are happening in downtown or north of Apex. I mean, so if you want to be on a more quieter side, if you don't like all that noise and all that mess of cars and everything, south side.
Yeah, I mean, both of the neighborhoods we just saw were great for different reasons. But one thing about the south side of Apex is, things get more spread out, and that isn't always the vibe that people are going for. A lot of people like in Cary, for example, the connected feel and how they feel like they're more in a dense suburbia. And so you don't really feel that on the south side as much. There's still definitely land to be developed in. And so you could be driving out on some of these roads back here and you don't see much. A few neighborhoods here and there, some houses with a lot of land, and then you'll see like random industrial buildings and random businesses like we're seeing right now.
So now we're in the East William Street. This is the main connector from the west to the east side of Apex.
Yep.
So, and this is the road that funnels the traffic for US 1 and Holly Springs. So that makes it even more crucial and more, yeah, there's more movement going on.
Yeah, if you're coming from downtown Raleigh and you do live on the west side, then you're not going to take 64, which is what we started off the video on. You're going to take US 1 and you're going to keep heading east.
Exactly. So now we're hopping into Highway 1, US 1. So this would be the main connector between your east and your west in Apex, or it shoots you straight to Raleigh. So basically a very, very important and useful highway here in this area.
Yes, and so we started off on 64, which was sandwiched in between Cary and Apex. We're now on the south side of Apex, so there are two ways to get between west and east. This is going to be the main one. If you live on the southwest side, for example, of Apex, you're going to be taking US 1 very consistently. So we are now heading towards the east side of Apex.
Yep.
There's some neighborhoods over there that we have not explored, some shopping centers and some other important things to do that we would, need to point out this video.
Of course, yeah.
And so we've now used US 1 to get from South Apex to Southeast Apex. And so this is going to be the pocket, one of two main pockets where we're actually going to start seeing new construction. So if you have been watching the videos for a while, then you may recall we recently went out and filmed Horton Park by DR Horton. They have a single family community of new construction single family homes, and they're selling them for about $600,000 and up, which, again, depending on where you're coming from, that might sound high or that might sound low. It is the most affordable new construction detached homes in all of Apex. And Cary, definitely then Cary.
Definitely Cary. All right, so we're pulling into one of the most popular golf centers here in Apex. It's called the Knights Play Golf Center.
It is absolutely dead out here. There's like no one here right now. It's about 3 o'clock, but it's cold. There's snow out. I don't think a lot of people are out here really wanting
There
to
is one guy.
golf. There is one guy doing it, but not a ton happening here right now. Normally during the summer, this place is usually pretty packed, but we're not getting that experience today. All the grass is dead. Not a lot of motivation to get out here and go hit some golf balls around. That's usually a pretty big draw for some folks living out on here on the southeast side of Apex.
And out here, we're as far as you can get here in Southeast Apex. I mean, feels more remote.
Yeah,
You can see houses with more land on it. So, I mean, that might be something that a lot of people are looking for.
Or you might drive on this road and you might not see any houses. It's beautiful out here, don't get me wrong, but it is remote. If you want land, Southeast Apex is definitely your best bet.
And still, you got some shops nearby. So it's not that you will be left all alone, but I mean, you do feel the remote.
Well, and it's kind of funny. So we just passed a bunch of farmland and now we're pulling in and yeah, we got a McDonald's. That's nothing special. But what really surprises me is just off of all the farmland and the older houses, we're now in like an actual nice shopping development. And the reason I say it's nice is we have a Jersey Mike's. If it ain't Jersey Mike's, it ain't nice, I guess. But we've got, random places. We got our Publix, though. That's the big thing. Is, Publix ain't a fan of putting their grocery stores
Anywhere.
in the middle of nowhere. They usually tend to put them in more of the high income areas, the high traffic areas. And it's not just Publix that's drawing people in here too. I mean, we've got all sorts of other businesses in here. We've got Brothers New York Pizza.
And of course, they've got a Starbucks. What is a plaza or shopping
Without a
center?
Starbucks? If it doesn't have the Starbucks stamp of approval, and it's not even a shopping development at that point.
Yeah.
Now we are breaking into the east side of Apex. So this is really where we're gonna start to see, more dense suburbia. This is really gonna be a good fit for a lot of people, I think, because you get the best balance of like home prices, new real estate, maybe not new construction, but newer real estate, quick access to everything. You're not in downtown, but you're not out in the sticks either.
So we just came into Waterford Green. It is a top community here on the other side of Apex. And this was built from the 2000s to 2010s. So, I mean, fairly new.
Yeah, fairly new for Apex, honestly.
But it looks super established, like it was like 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, it has that kind of vibe to it. Some of these houses are on crazy hills. I don't know if I'd want some of these driveways, but I'll tell you, the actual curb appeal of this neighborhood, I love it. I would live in this neighborhood.
I mean, you won't be getting a flood. So that's
You won't be getting a flood unless you're the house at the bottom of the hill, I guess. But they have some really cute homes in here as far as price ranges go. These homes run anywhere from $500,000 to about $700,000. But most of these are gonna fall closer to that $500,000 range.
And families will love this because, I mean, they got great amenities. They got basketball courts, tennis courts, they got a pool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want the kids out of the house,
That's gonna be a big hit.
send them with their friends.
That's exactly.
In Apex, there's a lot of families living here. So, I mean, your kids will get friends on the neighborhood.
This is definitely the type of neighborhood where, like, if I was growing up here, I'd be out, you know, riding the bike, riding the scooter, and making friends. And I think that would be pretty cool. And even though we are going to see newer, nicer communities throughout the video, this one might just win the whole video as far as being kind of the best value neighborhood. Again, perfectly sandwiched in between newer and older, expensive and cheap.
And believe it or not, we're only a few minutes away from that public. So, I mean,
Man, it felt like it was a long ways away, but it was like, what, 5 minutes?
5 minutes tops. I mean, you have all this quick access. What more can you ask for?
What more can you ask for? Now, we've got a few more neighborhoods that we're going to be checking out kind of on this east side of Apex before we move along to the west end, which is going to have a lot of your newer construction, some really exciting stuff happening down there. So stay tuned. I'm like driving into a dead end. We are going to be taking the Peakway. We just turned onto it right now. So we'll throw this up on the map, but the Peakway is actually a main connector road that runs throughout all of Apex in kind of like a rainbow fashion. And so this is like a main road that connects you to pretty much anywhere within internal Apex that you want to get to. That way you don't have to necessarily go down and take a bunch of back roads or hop onto one of the main highways. The Peakway is a super efficient way to get around Apex, and it will become a main mode of transportation for your day-to-day stuff, going to school, running errands, etc.
Now turning into another one of the neighborhoods here in East Apex. So this is Buckingham. It's one of the top neighborhoods here at the east side.
Man, it's clear to see why. Look at this. You can't even see your neighbor out
Look
here.
at those tall trees. And I look at the signs of the street signs.
We'll have to get a better shot of it here in a second. But these houses have at least half-acre lots, almost all of them. You can see one house here, and then we'll go a whole chunk before we even see another one. And look at the driveways that these houses have as well. Some of these driveways go further back than most lots do in Apex.
Wow. Huh.
This is where you stay on the east side if you want suburbia, but you also want that feeling of land, right? Like you have space between your
Privacy.
Yes. And it's going to come at a price tag.
Definitely.
These homes are going to run you $700,000, $800,000, even though they're kind of on the older side, built in the 90s, most of these are. But it's that land that is so valuable here in Apex. And not all of these houses were built in the 90s. Check out this house right here. This is a full-on estate. Not only do they have the massive long driveway with the beautiful gate, but that is a multi-million-dollar new construction home back in here. This neighborhood is actually where a lot of the wealthy people in Apex choose to call home. And so you could have a home for $700,000 or $800,000 in here on the more modest side, or you could have a home in here, brand new construction with an acre plus lot that looks something like this right here. Absolutely gorgeous. It's gonna cost you a pretty penny, but this is where the wealthy like to stay. All right, and now from the Peakway, we are rolling up into Beaver Creek Commons here in Northwest Apex.
And this is one of the biggest and most popular shopping centers here in Apex. And you know how many stores it has? It has over 30 stores. I mean, that's even bigger than a Briar Creek or even places like that.
And we're talking about like big stores, you know, your PetSmart, your Office Max. It has a Super Target. I know it also has a Lowe's as well. So these aren't like tiny little shops. You know, that wouldn't be very impressive.
Oh, they're big boys. You got the big boys here.
Yep. We just got, of course, round number 2 from Panera Bread. It's a long video to film. If you guys are enjoying it, you know, we put a lot of work into these videos, so definitely do leave a like, a comment, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because we're going to be showing you everything there is to know about living in Raleigh, North Carolina. So if that ain't reason enough to subscribe, I don't know what is.
This would be like your main spot and like a very critical, very important spot for shopping on your daily basis, and even like going into like the holiday season or birthdays. I mean, finding that present, you have so many options here. You don't have to go to Raleigh, you don't have to go to Durham, you don't have to go anywhere else, because you got a big shopping center, huge shopping centers. So you got it all. And if you want to go to Lowe's, if you need something from Lowe's, you got the full store Lowe's going on. So I mean, definitely.
Yeah, the one thing we're not seeing right now is a movie theater. There may or may not be one nearby, but I know it having a Super Target is already making this such a clutch spot for daily life. You know, me and my wife go to Target all the time. We love Target. And I mean, we're seeing all the main stuff here. We already mentioned Panera Bread. You know, they have a Chick-fil-A, Chipotle. I mean, all the basic necessities that, at least for me, are part of my daily life and probably part of yours, let's be honest. You can find them here. And I mean, we just came from the southeast side of Apex. It took a handful of minutes to get over here. So it doesn't really matter where in Apex you are, you have access to the same shopping development. Very easy to get to. Now we are rolling into some of the west neighborhoods here in Apex, and locals might just say West is the best. There's a lot of really cool neighborhoods out in here, and especially they tend to be higher price points, so you will see more new construction, you will see larger homes, larger lots. So immediately when we pull into Pearson Farms, which is definitely a top neighborhood on kind of this west side, I mean, these are nice homes. They're pretty large, good amount of space between them, and they're just old enough that none of them are cookie cutter.
Yeah. So they were built late 1990s, mid 2000s. So I mean, relatively new.
They look like they're in really good shape. Really good shape.
Yeah, we haven't seen any house that looks very, very old, like on the north side of Apex.
Yeah, things were definitely older north and central, and even the south side, but you know, I think the big difference between kind of the east side of Apex and the west side is really just we tend to see a little bit higher price points on the west side, a little bit newer properties, but there were some really good neighborhoods on the east side too. Still, you know, we're not going to say one is really better than the other, but like driving through here, this is a very nice, normal neighborhood that would probably check boxes for a lot of people.
And there's a wide variety of homes here. I mean, you got ranch homes, you got two-story homes, and you see lots of styles too. I mean, it's not just like a same house.
Yes, and that is an obviously huge complaint with new construction is the cookie cutter. And there is, I mean, a huge amount of people who reach out to us, they don't want that cookie cutter. And, you know, especially in Apex, new construction tends to lean towards cookie cutter because they're just trying to keep costs as low as possible with the limited land that is left. So established neighborhoods like this, oftentimes they make more sense for people. And then literally across the street is Beckett Crossings, and this is also a very top neighborhood in Apex. Very, very popular with relocators, and it is one of those neighborhoods where when you move in, you don't tend to move out. Whoa, huge speed bump.
And of course they have speed bumps.
Naturally.
So it's sort of like, it has its own vibe, this west side. Yeah, that neighborhood that we saw and this one, they have the same vibe. I mean, newer homes, larger homes. So definitely.
It's kind of like the suburban dream up in here, I think. I think what these western neighborhoods get you, for the most part, is just the right amount of house, the right amount of lot, for the right amount of price. You know, if you can spend somewhere in the $500,000 to $600,000 range and get a 2,500, maybe 3,000 square foot house, and be, you know, really close to the big, massive shopping center that we just came from, in addition, realistically being close to everything else that's in this video, all the parks, the lake, all the stuff that we've covered.
Yeah, because every time we moved around in this video, we put the address, and the farthest that we went was like 9 minutes apart from each other. So I mean, even though you're like on the east or on the west, it's not that far away.
Now at this point, we're actually basically behind the shopping development. And so not only do we have all those single families that are just really close, that means your grocery run is like literally a minute, which is great. But if you don't want to spend $500,000 or $600,000 on a single family home and you are liking what you see about Apex, it's worth noting that in addition to kind of the more expensive new construction townhomes that they have, they're also, of course, going to have kind of newer but not brand new townhomes. So pulling off in the left here, this is a classic example of what a townhome can get you in Apex for 300s to 400s range. It ain't gonna be brand new, but it'll be still probably about 2,000 square feet. You know, it's gonna be built in the 90s or 2000s. And I mean, if you can get into something like this and still have access to all the same amenities and parks and schools, you know, that might be a great first move, especially if you're just checking out the area and you don't know if, you know, obviously that might not be your forever home, but it might be a stepping stone.
We're turning into a very unique top neighborhood here in the west side of Apex, green at Scots Mill. Excited to see it, excited to show you guys, because this is one of a kind.
I would genuinely agree with you. I would say this is one neighborhood that you will not see again in the Triangle. It is so unique. And so what you're kind of seeing right now, what we're seeing, is it is a newer community, like pretty new, and yet these are designed architecturally and otherwise to look like early 1900s, late 1800s homes, historic type homes similar to what we saw in downtown Apex. And yet we're on the new side of Apex, newer properties that don't have old house problems.
Exactly.
And every house here is so unique.
So a lot of front porches on this neighborhood. And I like the white it has, like back in the old days.
Yep.
I mean,
it's got all the pillars and everything, right? The white picket fence.
I really like that. The front porches, the balconies. I mean, you don't get balconies nowadays like those ones.
Never see it, and yet almost every single one here has it. This is definitely one of those neighborhoods where when you're driving through it for the first time, it just feels like it's out of like a storybook or something. And it's just so out of place, but not necessarily in a bad way. It's just something you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, it's definitely a neighborhood that sells pretty quickly.
And
because even though it's such a unique product, that's why people love it.
Exactly. And even like colors, there's so many different colors that you won't see those colors over in Raleigh or over in like in Cary. I mean,
normally you wouldn't go buy a bright blue house, but here it just makes sense, right?
Exactly.
Now we've already showed you Beaver Creek, but there's even more shopping just on the other end of those neighborhoods we just drove. In addition to shopping, we also have access to a full wake med. Now, most of the major hospitals for your like really, you know, big surgery needs, those are going to be on the Cary side.
So here in Apex, you do get a lot of medical stuff. You've got a medical hub, you've got a primary care there, but your main big hospitals will be in the Cary side. But hey, Cary's not that far away.
No.
So,
and you know, we recently released a video, and I'll link it down below, where we actually revealed all the major developments happening over the next few years in Raleigh. And one of them is that they're releasing North Carolina's first children's hospital. And last I checked, that is actually going to be in Apex, North Carolina.
Next to the hospital, we find another small shopping and dining And we see a lot of local restaurants, local places.
There's this really cool local sub shop called Subway. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Dude,
It's
yeah.
pretty local.
Super local.
Super local. Only locals know about it. Also, Mr. Dumpling. I've heard really good things about that one as well. Northwest Apex. I mean, that is the most hopping place in Apex that there is.
Yeah. And even though Apex looks small on the map, actually, you have so many things to do.
There's a lot to see and do in Apex, and you really do have to become a local and really spend a lot of time there to fully soak that all in. But the point of this video is to give you just enough of a taste that after watching this, you really should know, like, what part of Apex works for me? Does any part of Apex work for me? We're not here to answer that for you, but we are here to help give you an insider local perspective.
And if you're looking to make a move to the Raleigh area and you need help finding the place to call home, just give us a call.
Yep, that's right. You can call the number at the bottom of the screen, or better yet, click the link in the description. Set up a time to chat with our team. We'll hop on a Zoom call with you. We'll open up the map and actually talk about your situation, your goals, where you're coming from, and really help you nail the right spot and avoid all the wrong ones. And now we're rolling into the Apex Nature Park, yet another park. Big hit with families and kids and people who just love to get outdoors.
It's all about parks in Apex.
It is. It really is. And same could be said for most of Raleigh. We're a very active city.
Then they got your pickleball. I mean, that's like a must now in like Raleigh.
Yeah.
On the Triangle.
The amount of pickleballs and pickleball warehouses that we
Yeah.
pop up everywhere. Got people outside playing.
And of course, you got tennis.
Tennis courts. We got soccer over to our right.
I mean, this is a smaller park, but it's got everything.
Smaller park, and yet it's still got everything, including sand volleyball back in there. For sure, if you are on the west side of Apex, you will be coming to this park sooner or later. It's gonna become a part of your summer routine when you're trying to get in shape and get outside more.
All right, we're going into another top neighborhood, Bella Casa, the Manors.
Yep, and this time we are as far as west as it really gets on Apex. So we're seeing new construction, luxury homes, massive developments.
And this is like right across from the park that we just went. So, I mean,
That's pretty cool.
that's pretty cool.
And these are definitely your high-end new construction homes. That's really most of what they're building at this point over in Apex. They're really pumping out the kind of luxury new construction and really, targeting that kind of demographic. These are really nice homes.
They are really nice. And again, no for sale signs. So people are staying.
People are staying. It's very, very true. And that's all I have to say about that. These homes that you're seeing in here right now, $800,000 to $900,000 to set those expectations. So they definitely are your premium houses, no doubt about that.
And Ben, if you put one of these homes in Raleigh, it'll be easy 1.5, 1.6.
100%. There's very few pockets of Raleigh left, just like Cary, for example, that have new construction. So Apex really is kind of filling that void, especially here on the west side of the Triangle.
Exactly. So, I mean, I do understand that 600, 700, 800, it's a high amount.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But that was Raleigh probably 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Before COVID, at least. Exactly.
So, I mean, this could be, and this is projected to be eventually Raleigh prices, Cary prices.
Yes, 100%. Apex is just lagging behind what happened to Cary. And all the people who would have otherwise gone to Cary are now going to Apex to try and find the same house for the same money that Cary used to have.
So now we're into the estate side of Bella Casa. And estate equals to larger lots, bigger houses. One of the main things that I saw when we got in is that the houses are like wider. So, I mean, obviously they can be like longer, but my first impression was wider homes.
Yep, which that is usually telltale sign of kind of your higher end packages. They're gonna, typically with new construction, they're trying to make those lots as, narrow as possible, trying to really, maximize the price per square foot there. But
Exactly.
here on the estate side, you have so much breathing room. It's crazy.
We got 2-car garages with a side garage.
And you know that's for the toys, the ATVs, the motorcycles, you name it.
Exactly. They have one motorcycle out there.
And you can still get into one of these homes for around $1 million, a little bit below that. Now, I think there's probably better neighborhoods out here as far as total value goes, but Bella Casa is repeatedly on top lists for places to move. I do think it's a fantastic neighborhood. And Bella Casa isn't the only newer construction over on the west side. We have brand new homes in development by multiple name brand builders like Beaver Homes, MI Homes, even Toll Brothers out here on the west side. And they have not an infinite amount of land, but a good amount of land to develop on this outer kind of rim of Apex.
Exactly. And like you said, not an infinite like other suburbs, but they still got land to develop. So you still got an opportunity in Apex to get a brand new home. I mean, won't last forever.
No, it will not. And we've already seen prices continue to climb and climb for new construction. So if you look at your basic spec builder, like more like your Lennar, for example, we're already starting to see base prices for that kind of product go up to about a starting floor of $600,000.
Yeah.
That's about what it was for DR Horton that we toured down in Southeast Apex, which we pointed out early in the video. Now, another community that's kind of around that same price point that we're about to go to after this one is going to be Friendship Village by MI Homes, where they've got single family homes in the low to mid 600s. And that's really your second best bet at a little bit better product. I'm excited to check out that next.
So in this community, the prices are in the upper 600s and above. So I mean, it's pricey, but you're getting a brand new home. And the look of it, it's big house.
Yeah, and Beaver is a pretty good quality builder. They're definitely better than your DR Horton. By the way, if you didn't know, we did a whole builders ranked video where we ranked every builder in the triangle. I'll link that below. You definitely want to check that out after this video. And kind of figure out who are the best builders kind of building out here in the triangle. So we're heading over to MI Homes now. We definitely want to check out that new community as well. And we'll be doing a full feature of that community in a future video. But in the meantime, while we're making our way there, I want to talk about, who is the type of person the west side of Apex would really speak to versus the other sides that we've covered in this video.
Gotcha. On the far west side, we're seeing a lot of similarities to like high-end or top neighborhoods, expensive neighborhoods in Cary or in Raleigh. Obviously not the prices that you get in Cary or in Raleigh. So I mean, if you want to have that same sort of lifestyle, same sort of living, this would be for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's the premium side of Apex, I think, at the end of the day. And whether that's a single family house or a townhome, even apartments, it's all newer, and they are leaning into kind of that luxury aspect out on the west side of the triangle.
Even getting like the estates. I mean,
yes. Yeah. So if you want more land, you want a newer product for the price, west side is your golden boy.
Exactly.
But if you want something a little closer to Cary, you want something maybe a little bit older for a little bit lower price, that north side was really great. And then the real value kind of areas, I think, are going to be mainly your east side of Apex. I think that was probably the best bang for your buck as far as finding, just regular neighborhoods which kind of check all the boxes.
Yeah, for sure. So now we're in MI Homes, the Friendship Station, and we're gonna check out their single family homes.
Now they've got townhomes in the 4s and 5s, if you want that newer product. And those are massive. Those are 2,500 square foot plus townhomes.
But 3-floor townhomes.
It's crazy. They're very large, but they've got pretty standard run-of-the-mill. They do use pretty good products with MI Homes. They're a little bit of that medium grade builder type. Now these lots are tiny.
They are.
That's one thing I'm noticing. I did not expect this small of lots over here.
But I've noticed that I saw 2 for sale signs straight off the bat.
And that's with them already selling homes. So
exactly.
Maybe it gets a little bit more transitional over here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think this is the most cookie cutter we've seen today.
Yeah, no, it 100% is. These houses all look alike. There's no character. There's no, personality to these homes. And, again, not everybody cares about that. Some people just want a new house, right? And if your options are a brand new house on a smaller lot or old home that needs work on a large lot, a lot of people take the new home.
Yeah, for sure.
Check this out. We're going through one of the neighborhoods. We got 2 deer over here. We didn't get it on camera, but we just saw like 12 deer cross the street in front of us. They're so cute. And honestly, this kind of occurrence where you see deer just going through a random neighborhood happens way more than you think because of how wooded and green it is here in Apex. That is such a cool experience. And we were just driving through the neighborhood, just like any old Joe. So pretty cool, not gonna lie. When you drive out here in West Apex, it is very clear that there is a lot of new construction and there is a lot of land left to develop. The only question that you're ultimately going to have is how much more are prices going to increase over the years as they do run out of land, and how small will those lots start to get? Now, the lots that we were seeing with Beaver homes and some of the more luxury developments, those were fantastic. But once you start getting into some of these newer ones in the 600 to 700 range, those lots are disappearing.
That is true.
And that is one problem that Apex is ultimately going to have to face, and anyone who's looking at new construction there.
Yeah.
The lines are really starting to blur to the point where you can't really tell where Apex ends and they begin. And there's even a possibility that in the future we might see them sort of change the lines with how Apex works. I mean, they did that with Raleigh on the south side over the years. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
We are now heading into the very northwest corner of Apex. This is a brand new shopping development, lots of luxury apartments and grocery stores, basically everything you would need in your day-to-day life here at Sweetwater. And all of this is very brand new. They've got so much residential housing in here, and it's such a lively place.
Yeah.
Especially at night, now that everyone's getting off work, we are seeing just so many people outside, people driving around.
Yeah, the view is amazing. When we drove into it, I was like, wow, look at all this is going on. Like Ben said, all this development's happening. Wow. I mean, Apex just keeps on surprising me.
Apex just keeps on surprising me too. And what we're about to show you in here is so interesting. Not only are we seeing luxury apartments and luxury townhomes, we do have single family, but these are some of the weirdest, dare I say weirdest, single family homes that we've seen new construction in Apex. I don't think personally I love it. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. But this is what they're building on the northwest side of Apex. Look at these single family houses.
They got character.
Yeah, and obviously they're gonna have the rear load garage like you're seeing here, so you do have amenities, you do have, your pool and your playgrounds and all that kind of stuff. And obviously the biggest benefit of being at Sweetwater is the fact that it is a strong, walkable community. We're gonna go drive through the shopping center and show you just how much is literally at your feet across the street from all this housing. And I've noticed we're actually starting to see a little bit of that kind of older style in the housing, something that we're seeing a little consistently across Apex. They like to add a little bit of culture and character to the houses that they're building.
Having them balcony.
But like, look at all these apartment buildings that they've built here, all very new, but they've got Duke Health, they've got dentistries, they've got restaurants and bars and shopping centers and kind of a home furniture store, Pilates. They got a place to do your hair and drop off your packages at UPS. And this is just one end of the development. On the other side of the street, there's a whole other plethora of shopping and stuff, literally all walking distance. This is so cool.
One of the cool things that really caught my attention when we pulled up over here was the screen on like the main hub of this place.
Oh yeah, that's so cool.
I mean, from movies, from games, you imagine like everyone hanging around, going to the different restaurants, bars, and just hanging out.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an interesting concept, right? They're really trying to drive the fact that everyone is gonna live, work, eat, sleep, and play here. They're really pushing community here so that you really could make friends and meet up with them for a cup of coffee, enjoy a movie in the park, all without leaving your neighborhood.
Yeah, so basically the vibes that I get from this place is North Hills and Raleigh, and Fenton in Cary.
Oh yes, I definitely see the resemblance, and I can see how Apex would strategically want to capture that
Yeah,
for itself. That makes perfect sense.
yeah. Because if you're in Raleigh, you drive to Cary to go to Fenton.
100%. Yeah. Which, if you don't know, Fenton is a massive luxury development with a bunch of like upscale restaurant, shopping, dining, movie theater, etc. that recently was built over on the Cary side. And this has very eerie, similar.
Yeah.
We just passed the sign for 540. That is the quickest way to get to the airport, and it's also the quickest way to go from the north to the south side of Apex if you're on the west end. If you live in Apex and you're local and you're going to the airport or you're going to RTP, where a lot of our top paying jobs are, you're using 540 every single day. We are now back on 64, where it all began at the beginning of today's video. The sun is setting. I am getting sleepy.
Oh, I am tired, Ben. We had quite the field trip.
Yes, we have. If you want to learn more about Apex, man, we've covered it in detail, but there are so many neighborhoods that we couldn't cover in today's video. The best thing that you can do if you're thinking about moving to Apex or anywhere in Raleigh is call the number at the bottom of the screen or click the link in the description. We would love to set up a time to chat with you and find the perfect place for you to call home.
Hey Ben, so what video should they watch next?
They should watch our tour of Horton Park, the most affordable new construction in Apex. Definitely check it out, and we will see you there.